I think many people, when they're doing imaginal acts, they destroy their results with this one thing. And that is that whenever they try to see their SP, like for example, maybe there's a specific person who you're trying to manifest and you see them every single day at the bank or at the grocery store. And every single time you go over there, it's like, okay, in the 3D, they're ignoring you and it's just hurtful. You feel in pain because they're not giving you the attention that you want. Right? But in your head, you're supposed to say, oh, well, they're obsessed with me. They want to rip my clothes off, right? But it's almost like you get mad because when you say that, you're like, this is bullshit. I feel like a schizophrenic psychopath that needs to be in a straitjacket, right? And there's all that backlash because it's like, why do I have to be the delusional one while everybody seems to be happy in the relationship, right? But you see, what we don't realize is that we have been manifesting our whole entire life the exact same way without any proof. But all of a sudden, when there's a very attractive specific person, when we have to go delusional for a second and see them as perfect in our brains, it gets us kind of mad because we're like, no, fuck them. Right? And we start playing hard to get. We start listening to the red pill community. We want to do semen retention to see if that works, and of course, anyone who does that, that's fine. But we rely on all these things like, okay, what do I have to do to just get them to love me? What do I have to do to get them to chase me? Right? But you don't have to do anything to get something. You have to see yourself as perfect. You have to see yourself as God, because guess what? You are the creator of everything in your world. What I suggest is to go back in your past and revise every single memory of this specific person. If it's somebody who you already know, which most of the times it is, right? Because how else are you going to get resentment towards this person or history with this person if you've never met them? So revise every single time that they looked at you and they rejected you. Say that they just couldn't, they still to this day can't keep their eyes off you. Because you see, that's the point. We're not trying to change this version. You got to see this version as another version of them. There's millions of versions of you. There's millions of versions of them. In my house, there is many rooms, right? Like the scriptures say. So if that's the case, then you just got to see this as one of the many versions that you don't care about, you don't want. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you ignore them and you treat them like shit, because if you're trying to play hard to get, you're trying to do something to get. All you got to do is just flow. But revise every single memory that you've had with them that was negative and put it as a positive. No, they did not stood you up on that date. They were early. Matter of fact, they were 10 minutes earlier than you. And you felt bad because you showed up a little late. But it went great. And now they're fucking proposing to you. Right? And you see, most clients, when I start out with them, they will say, that just doesn't feel right. But if you are trying to do a technique to feel like, okay, aha, that's what I'm talking about. What exactly are you looking for? Because if you're doing it to achieve a feeling right now, that's wrong. And there's never an issue per se with expecting some sort of feeling, because I do say you want to impress the subconscious, and sometimes when you're doing imaginal acts, you will feel kind of like a contentment, kind of like a satisfaction of, okay, yeah, I feel more confident now, right? Or this I know is on its way, right? But if you are doing it to see if it feels real, you are not doing yourself any favors, because when you rely too much on feelings, you are giving up your power, because you are not your mind. You are not your body. You are the observer, awareness. Whatever you put in your awareness and focus on, that is your true identity in that moment. That's what it talks about, of everything is now. If you're focusing on the bills that you have to pay, you are poverty. You are struggling with finances. If you focus on SP with the big ass, is talking to the guys with the bigger biceps, then you are rejection. You are a loser. But if she's talking to the guys with the big biceps and you're like, oh, she's got a big ass, but even though she's rejecting you in the 3D, but if you see her like, oh my gosh, we're walking down the aisle, and instead of focusing on your tux, everybody's looking at her big ass while you're walking down the aisle, well, guess what? That is the truth right now. And the only thing that gets in the way of that ever materializing is deadlines, is you saying, okay, I'm going to give this about 2 months max, and if not, I'm going to give up on manifestation. Or you doing it for a little bit, feeling good after about 3 days, and then you're checking the 3D and their WhatsApp status to see if anything has improved. Because like I've said before, guys, when you check the 3D and you check things hoping to see if there's any movement, that is the same thing like doing robotic affirming, saying my SP hates me, I'm ugly, I'm a big piece of shit, I will never get my SP, I'm gonna be lonely forever. It's like you saying that as a robotic affirmation 1 million times per hour. And matter of fact, I want you to always see the checking the 3D. I want you to always see the behavior of checking the 3D just like that. See it as destruction of your manifestation. So again, guys, you will feel bittersweet. You will feel weird feelings. It will not make sense. It will almost seem like if you're lying to yourself, but that's great, because remember, even the feeling of I think I'm lying to myself is a feeling, but we are not feelings. Because I'm going to let you in on another profound realization, guys. A lot of people say, well, why is it in the 3D that I can smell, I can hear, you know, when I'm with my SP, I can actually taste her saliva when we're kissing. Look, remember, even the sense of touch when you are feeling your specific person, okay, you are not the body. So even when you're touching her, you're not supposed to assume like, okay, everything that I feel with my body is my true identity. It's just the avatar, it's just the body that I have. But if my true identity is awareness, I'm still everything that I put my awareness on. So yeah, if you're touching your SP in the 3D, you guys are being intimate, that is your identity right now. Okay, but if you are lonely right now and don't have your specific person in the 3D, but in your 4D, you still see them as perfect and as in love with you and giving you a lot of affection, guess what? That is your truth. Because remember, if you are awareness and you are not subject to a body, you're not identified as a body, then if you don't feel something in the 4D, that's because the 4D is truth, and your true identity is not a body either way. So if you don't feel anything, you only feel with the body. So why would it matter if you can't feel in the 4D like the way you do in the 3D? Because in the 3D you have a body. In the 4D, your true reality, when you die, you are just awareness. You won't have a body. Like the scriptures say, your body goes away, but your spirit lives on forever. So when you observe in the 4D, it's not that it's not real because you can't feel, because you only feel with the body. But you're still seeing as awareness. So as long as you're seeing anything, it's truth. Okay, now if you want to go more in depth into your situation, you're looking at the best manifestation coach of all time. I am Neil Larthos. This is all that the I'm Awareness had to say. And if you want to work with me, guys, the links are in the description.